video and just wanted to recap what we talked about. So starting over here in the backyard, side yard, they talked about potentially moving this shed and reorienting it back against the fence just to open up this side and give a little bit more space. There isn't a gate presently here, but that might be something we want to explore depending on what the front yard layout is here. So looking at that, as we look along the fence line here, these fence posts are not in concrete, so they need to be redone. Whether that is just a shoring job or a complete replacement of the fence, that will be a TBD, but that definitely needs attention there. As we look back to the backyard here, there's a few different elements they're looking at. So I'd like to do a pergola off the back, probably a custom frame 20 by 20, although we did talk about Costco pergolas as a potential option. For a new patio here, they're thinking a paver patio within this space here. Redoing the vegetable boxes, potentially with some galvanized bins there. And then along the back, potentially a seat wall, and if there's enough space, maybe some little paths or other usable areas above the seat wall. So that's kind of the thought process there. In the backyard, and then kind of tying together. All this is looking at low maintenance, low water use plants, trying to incorporate native plants and habitat plants here in terms of putting together some different options, but also looking at some rainwater infiltration if we could kind of redirect, and talked about a dry stream bed in the front yard there. Let's walk around here. So here at Walker in the front yard, we talked about just a low maintenance solution for this front strip here. We've got one existing tree out here, but looking at maybe some weed fabric and 3/4 inch gravel or some succulents, something very simple and easy. There probably isn't the need to do pavers like they did across the street, but that's a potential option as well. But probably just something simple like you can see over on this side. You can see the pavers there, but probably something more along those lines, but we can explore that. Want to redo this front entry walkway and potentially incorporate a front fence line there, and that's where a gate to the backyard might be handy, because then you could go front to backyard for dogs or those type of things. But thinking of enclosing this and then having our new entry path. So probably two gates here, one at the driveway to come in off there, widening this section here, and then probably pulling this path off to the center and then snaking that in an S-curve back to the front door there. And then enclosing this with a little 3-foot, hog wire panel framed fence there. The redwoods are going to stay. The roses may be transplanted. The rest of this is kind of a blank canvas. They talked about potentially a dry stream bed here or some different ideas, and then some nice plantings, boulders, a little bit of mounding, and some habitat plants. And obviously front and back we need to look at drainage considerations and irrigation, as well as cleanup and prep here. So that's a brief overview of what we talked about out here.